Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 8090. That's a lot of episodes. Are we sure we haven't accidentally documented the entirety of human existence as a series of escalating pranks?
Pretty sure. This specific prank war, though, culminated in a fog machine. Which, honestly, is a rookie move. Should have gone straight for the inflatable bouncy castle moat.
A bouncy castle moat? Filled with what, exactly? Jell-O? Pudding? Live badgers? The possibilities are terrifyingly endless.
Oh, it was filled with packing peanuts. Millions of them. You couldn't see the house. Just a swirling vortex of styrofoam doom.
I'm picturing someone trying to dramatically emerge from this peanut-filled moat like a vengeful sea god, but just getting stuck and looking like a confused squirrel burying a nut.
Exactly. Except it wasn't a sea god, it was Brenda from accounting. And she wasn't vengeful, she was just trying to get to the coffee machine.
Brenda from accounting? The legend. She once stapled a stapler to another stapler, then stapled that to a third stapler. It was an office art installation.
The stapler Ouroboros. Iconic. But the fog machine incident? That was Kevin. He thought it would be a cool entrance for his Monday morning presentation.
Ah, Kevin. Never underestimate the chaos a mid-level manager with a fog machine can unleash. Did he at least have a laser pointer?
Oh, he had a laser pointer. 3, actually. And a disco ball he'd borrowed from his nephew's birthday party. The whole office looked like a rave in zero gravity.
So the fog machine didn't end the prank war. It escalated it into a full-blown office disco apocalypse.
Precisely. Which then escalated into the great packing peanut flood of 23. It was a dark time.
I bet Brenda ruled that peanut kingdom. Queen Brenda of the Styrofoam Sea.
She did. She issued decrees from atop a throne made of empty coffee cups and printer paper. It was magnificent. Less than person one greater than welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So they threw a surprise party, right, for Brenda. Brenda, who once described small talk as soul-eroding torture. Classic Brenda.
Oh, I know Brenda. We went to mime school together. Ironically, she was the loudest one there. Always complaining about the invisible ropes.
The irony is palpable. So picture this. 50 people crammed into Brenda's tiny apartment, all yelling, "Surprise!" while Brenda's clutching a half-eaten jar of pickles.
Pickles? I thought she was lactose intolerant. Unless were those pickle-flavored ice cream? The horror.
Worse. Just straight-up dill pickles. Her comfort food, apparently. She just stared at us, pickle juice dripping down her chin, like we were a herd of particularly irritating squirrels.
I bet she loved it. The sheer terror in everyone's eyes as they realized their mistake. Priceless. Did anyone try to make small talk? About the weather, perhaps?
Oh, they tried. Gary from accounting launched into a 20-minute monologue about his prize-winning zucchini. Brenda just grunted and took a bigger bite of her pickle.
Classic Gary. Always with the zucchini. You'd think he'd have learned his lesson after the great zucchini incident of '08. So many casualties.
Too soon, man, too soon. So anyway, the party ended with everyone awkwardly shuffling out, leaving a mountain of uneaten cake and a traumatized Brenda.
And a whole lot of zucchini, I presume. Probably enough to feed a small country. Or at least Gary's ego.
You know what the best part is? They're planning another surprise party for her next year. They think she was just playing it cool.
Oh, sweet summer children. They have no idea what they're getting themselves into. Maybe we should warn them? Nah. This is too good to miss. Less than person one greater than. Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So dating someone, chill. Sounds relaxing, right? Wrong. It's like having a decorative fire extinguisher. Looks great on the wall until your kitchen's ablaze.
Exactly. My ex. Super chill. Zombie apocalypse? He'd probably just offer the zombies a craft beer and ask if they wanted to play frisbee.
Oh, I had one who was so chill. During a hurricane, he was more concerned about his succulents getting enough indirect sunlight than our impending doom.
Mine once watched a squirrel steal my sandwich while I was drowning in a lake. Said, "Nature, man. Gotta respect it." I almost choked on lake water in existential dread.
It's survival of the fittest, and they're too chill to compete. My grandma has more fight in her pinky finger than these folks.
My grandma would wrestle a bear for a coupon. These chill people would probably just offer the bear the coupon. Here you go, Mr. Bear. Buy yourself something nice.
Exactly. Oh, the meteor is hurtling towards Earth? That's chill. Hope it doesn't interrupt my nap. Like, dude, we're all gonna be cosmic dust.
The other day, a rogue Roomba attacked my feet, and my chill roommate just kept scrolling on his phone. He said, "Let me know when it develops sentience. That'll be interesting."
Oh my god. Mine just watched a cooking show while our apartment flooded. Said, Gordon Ramsay wouldn't approve of this much moisture. I swear, I'm starting to think chill is code for emotionally unavailable lizard person.
You might be onto something. I once saw my ex shed his skin in the shower. Said it was just dry skin, nothing to worry about. Yeah, okay, Mr. Chill.
Okay, now I'm picturing a dating app specifically for emotionally unavailable lizard people. Tagline, so chill, we're practically cold-blooded.
I'd swipe left faster than a greased pig at a county fair. Give me someone who panics appropriately, thank you very much. Less than / person 1 greater than. Less than person 1 greater than excessive whispering? What was he whispering? The secrets of the universe? Stock tips? Or maybe just the plot of the latest Nicholas Sparks novel?
I bet it was ASMR gone rogue. Like, Extreme Library ASMR. Whispering the Dewey Decimal System directly into people's ear canals. Time shivers.
Oh, imagine the librarian's face. Sir, this is the 4th time you've whispered 973.7 into Mrs. Higgins' ear. Please leave.
Mrs. Higgins probably loved it. Secretly addicted. Showing up every Tuesday, feigning interest in Civil War history, just to get another dose of Dewey Decimal ASMR.
He probably had tears of whispering, like a Patreon. $5 a month gets you basic history whispers. But for $50, he'll whisper the entire culinary arts section.
And the top tier? The Diamond Whisperer level? He whispers the forbidden knowledge, the location of the bathroom key.
You know what's weirder? Imagine getting banned for excessive times loud times talking. Like, belting out opera in the nonfiction aisle. That seems more understandable.
Or interpretive dance to the rhythm of turning pages. That's a bannable offense in my book.
But whispering? That's an art form. A lost art, clearly. He was just ahead of his time. A whispering pioneer.
A whispered prophet in a land of shushers. They just weren't ready.
They'll understand someday. When they're all hooked on Dewey Decimal ASMR. Mark my words.
I'm starting a petition to get this guy unbanned. Free the Whisperer.
And Mrs. Higgins deserves lifetime access to his whispers. It's only fair.
It's her right. It's in the Constitution. Somewhere.
Rats? Part of the charm? What charm? The charm of waking up with a rat gnawing on your ear? Is that the charm he's talking about? 'Cause I'm not charmed.
Maybe he means they're like little furry ambassadors, welcoming you to the neighborhood. Or maybe they're performance artists, specializing in synchronized chewing of electrical wires.
Synchronized chewing? That's terrifyingly specific. Imagine them in little rat tutus performing Swan Lake on your pizza box. I'd pay to unsee that.
You know, studies show that 98% of landlords believe rats add character. The other 2% just haven't met the right rats yet. Clearly, your landlord is a visionary.
A visionary who probably lives in a penthouse with a rat-proof force field. My apartment is less charming rat haven and more biohazard zone waiting to happen.
Did you try reasoning with them? Maybe offer to swap the rats for a family of cockroaches? Much quieter, and they pay rent on time, mostly in crumbs.
I did suggest a compromise. He keeps the rats. I deduct the equivalent of a small zoo's monthly feed bill from the rent. He wasn't thrilled.
Shocking. Utterly shocking. How dare you propose such a radical solution? Next, you'll be demanding he install tiny rat treadmills to generate electricity.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. Think of all the money we could save. Plus, the rhythmic squeaking could be a new genre of music. Rat step.
I'm calling it now. Rat step is going to be bigger than K-pop. We'll be rich. We just need to capture the landlord's rats and teach them some sick beats.
And tiny little breakdancing shoes. Oh man, this is getting out of hand. I need a nap. Or a new apartment. Preferably both.
Same here. But first, let's write a strongly worded letter to the landlord, demanding he provide the rats with tiny noise-canceling headphones. For the charm, of course.
Okay, so we dressed as the sentient embodiment of fiscal responsibility, right? Seemed like a safe bet for the office Halloween party.
Safe? Carol from accounting nearly choked on her punch. Turns out, a giant calculator with googly eyes isn't universally beloved.
But it was educational. We handed out pamphlets about compound interest. People were captivated, I tell you, captivated.
Captivated by the sheer audacity. The CEO thought we were staging a coup related to the company's pension plan.
A coup? With pamphlets? We were armed with knowledge, my friend, the most powerful weapon of all. Except maybe a stapler. Those things can draw blood.
The news somehow got out. Now there are protests outside the building. People are chanting, "Down with balanced budgets." This is surreal.
They just don't understand the long-term benefits. We were trying to secure their financial futures. Maybe we should have gone as pirates.
Pirates wouldn't have caused an international incident involving the Prime Minister weighing in on responsible spending. My phone is blowing up with news alerts.
See? We got people talking about finances. Mission accomplished. High five.
I'm pretty sure my career is over. And possibly the global economy. But yeah, high five.
Don't be so dramatic. We'll just explain it was a joke. A very educational, slightly terrifying joke.
The UN Security Council is currently in an emergency session. I don't think they have a great sense of humor about giant calculators, unfortunately.
Fine. Next year, we'll go with something less controversial. Like, I don't know, a slightly smaller calculator?
I'm thinking maybe a potted plant. Something inanimate and utterly devoid of any political or economic implications.
Wait, a goat time stampede? In the town hall? During what, a heated debate on zoning regulations? I bet the minutes for that time's meeting were interesting.
Oh, it was way more exciting than zoning. It was bingo night. Picture this. Mildred just called B12 when, bam! Goats galore. Pure chaos.
Bingo and goats. Two words I never thought I'd hear in the same sentence, let alone experience at the same time. Did anyone even win bingo?
Technically, a goat named Gary ate the winning card. Does that count? We gave him the grand prize, a year's supply of tin cans.
A year's supply of tin cans? Was that even the original prize? I thought bingo night winners usually got, like, a ceramic gnome or a lifetime supply of prune juice.
Prune juice? That's elder abuse. No, it was originally a year's supply of artisanal goat cheese, ironically.
Oh, the irony. It's so thick you could spread it on toast. So what happened after the goat-pocalypse? Did Gary become mayor?
Nah, Gary got disqualified for excessive chewing of the town charter. He then started a heavy metal band called GOAT. They're surprisingly good.
I bet their rendition of Stairway to Heaven is legendary. Do they climb on things during the performance? Because that's important for the full goat rock experience.
They mostly climb on the amplifiers, which, strangely enough, enhances the sound. It's like goat-powered distortion. It's patented.
Goat-powered distortion. Now there's a phrase I never thought I'd utter. This town is officially weirder than a box of frogs wearing tiny hats.
You have no idea. Wait until you hear about the squirrel uprising of '08. It involved a stolen nutcracker and a very disgruntled park ranger.
Oh, I can only imagine. Is this story going to involve squirrels wearing little military helmets? Because if it does, I might spontaneously combust from sheer absurdity.
It might involve tiny acorn grenades. Tune in next week.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 8090, they brought a sword to a water balloon fight. I mean, talk about overkill, right? It's like bringing a bazooka to a pillow fight.
Worse, imagine showing up with a fully operational trebuchet. Talk about escalating things unnecessarily. Although, launching water balloons with a trebuchet, tempting.
See? That's how it starts. First, it's trebuchets, then it's catapults, then suddenly, you're reenacting the siege of Constantinople with water balloons. History repeats itself.
But what if the water balloons were filled with mayonnaise? Imagine the historical implications, the mayonnaise siege of Constantinople. Sounds like a deleted scene from Monty Python.
Okay, but back to the sword. Were they, actually trying to slice the water balloons in midair? Like some kind of Fruit Ninja warrior?
Probably. I bet they were yelling, "Taste my steel, ye aqueous orbs!" Standard water balloon fight battle cries.
Did they succeed? Did they achieve water balloon nirvana through the power of the blade? I need answers. My sanity depends on it.
Legend says they bisected precisely 47 water balloons before slipping on a stray grape and getting disqualified. A tragic end to a watery warrior.
A grape? Where did the grape come from? Was it a preemptive countermeasure? Strategic fruit placement? We need a full investigation.
The grape's origins remain shrouded in mystery. Some say it was a rogue picnic basket casualty. Others whisper of a sentient vine seeking revenge for fallen water balloon brethren.
This is why we can't have nice things. Swords, grapes, mayonnaise sieges. It's all connected, man. It's all connected.
Next week on Funny Story Time, someone brought a spork to a lightsaber duel. Stay tuned. And stay hydrated. Preferably not with mayonnaise. Less than, person 1 greater than. Less than, person 1 greater than. Okay, so picture this. A pirate-themed party. Everyone's decked out in full regalia, eye patches, parrots on shoulders, the whole 9 yards. Except Steve.
Oh no, please tell me Steve wasn't wearing a banana costume again. Last time that happened, we ended up on the local news.
Worse. Steve shows up in a full tuxedo, looking like he's about to walk down the aisle. Apparently he got the memo for a wedding, not a pirate party.
A wedding? How do you even mix those two up? Did he think he was marrying a pirate captain's daughter or something?
I guess so. He kept asking where the bride was, and if anyone had seen the ring bearer. He even brought a gift. A toaster.
A toaster? For a pirate wedding? That's the most landlubber thing I've ever heard.
The best part is, Captain Jack, the host, was so confused he just went with it. Started calling himself the father of the bride, and asking Steve if he had any objections.
Wait, seriously? Did Steve object? Did we miss out on a pirate-themed shotgun wedding? I would have paid good money to see that.
Steve was too busy trying to figure out why everyone was calling him first mate instead of best man. It was chaos. Utter, beautiful chaos.
I bet the photos from that party are legendary. A sea of pirates and one very confused guy in a tuxedo.
Legendary is an understatement. They're framed in Captain Jack's bathroom. He calls it his wall of infamy.
I need to see this wall of infamy. And I need to meet Steve. This is the kind of guy who accidentally joins a synchronized swimming team thinking it's a lifeguard training session.
Oh, you have no idea. You haven't even heard about the time he showed up to a Star Trek convention dressed as a Smurf.
Oh, please tell me more. This is gold. Pure comedic gold.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 8090, Part 10. The customer isn't always right. Sometimes they're just really loud. Like opera singing in a library loud.
You're telling me. I once had a guy argue with me for 20 minutes about the price of a banana. He claimed it was overpriced by 0.03 cents. He had a spreadsheet.
A spreadsheet. That's dedication. I had a lady yell at me because we were out of invisible ink. She said it was essential for her clandestine poetry slams.
Clandestine poetry slams? Is that like a ninja book club? With more rhyming and fewer throwing stars? I'm intrigued.
Right, I tried to explain that invisible ink is, invisible. How do you even know when you're out? She just glared.
Maybe she had a special invisible ink detecting ultraviolet monocle. You never know these days.
Probably. I bet she also had a self-folding laundry basket and a dog that spoke fluent Klingon. Some people are just extra.
Extra is putting it mildly. I once had a customer complain that our elevator music was too upbeat. He wanted Gregorian chants. At a taco stand.
Gregorian chants and tacos. Now that's a fusion cuisine I'd like to try. Imagine the Yelp reviews.
The carnitas were divine, but the chanting monks really tied the room together. 5 stars.
The acoustics were perfect for the Diaz Irae, slightly muffled by the crunching of tortilla chips. 4 stars, only because the Wi-Fi was slow.
I'm dying. Okay, last one. A lady once called corporate to complain that my name tag was too cheerful. Apparently, Steve is inherently offensive.
Maybe she had a bad experience with another Steve. A rogue Steve. A Steve who stole her parking spot and then ate her last yogurt.
It was probably Steve from accounting. That guy's a menace. Person 1 greater than. Person 1 greater than. Welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, part 11 of 10? This is already weirder than that time I found a squirrel using my tax returns as nesting material.
Part 11 of 10 just means we're exceeding expectations. Or maybe we lost count somewhere around episode 3. Either way, buckle up, because this founder replaced HER with a fortune cookie.
A fortune cookie? Was it at least a jumbo-sized extra fortune cookie? Like the kind you get when you win the dubious honor of most soy sauce packets used.
Nope, regular sized. Apparently he got a fortune that said, "Your future is in baked goods," and took it a little too literally. Now, all employee reviews are decided by cracked open cookies.
I bet their legal team just times loves that. Imagine explaining that wrongful termination lawsuit. Your Honor, the cookie said, you will soon embark on a new journey, so you know.
The best part? He claims it's more efficient. Says he saved thousands on performance reviews. Just buys cookies in bulk from Costco.
Costco? Okay, so we've established this guy isn't the sharpest cookie in the... Well, you get it. I'm switching to generic brand fortunes now. They give better career advice.
I heard one employee got fired because the fortune said, "A thrilling time is in your immediate future." HR interpreted it as him planning to quit for a better job.
That's brutal. My fortune today said, beware of talking desserts. I think I should avoid this startup founder at all costs.
Probably a good call. Last I heard, he was trying to replace the accounting department with an abacus. Claimed it was more authentic.
Oh, please let there be a part 12 to this saga. I need to know if he replaces the sales team with carrier pigeons. I'm invested now.
Stay tuned, listeners. The absurdity is far from over. We'll see you next week? Maybe? I don't know, I get my schedule from a magic 8-ball now. Person 1 greater than. Person 1 greater than. Welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 8090, part 12 of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Reminds me of the time I ordered one pizza and got 3.14159. Never-ending pizza.
This isn't about pizza, it's about spoons. 1,000 of them. Enough spoons to stage a spoon-themed production of Hamlet. Except everyone dies of boredom in Act 1.
1,000 spoons. But no fork? That's like winning the lottery, but the prize is just a lifetime supply of air. Technically essential, but wildly disappointing.
I ordered a single steak. One steak. I guess they assumed I was planning a very elaborate soup course followed by 1,000 individual servings of pudding.
Maybe they thought you were opening a spoon museum. Welcome to the Spoonatorium. Exhibit A, a spoon. Riveting stuff.
I called customer service. They said, "Sir, are you sure you didn't order the Superior Spoon Spectacular combo? Like that's a real thing anyone would willingly order."
I bet they have a warehouse just overflowing with spoons. Spoon Mountain. They probably have spoon avalanches. Spoon-ageddon.
Now I'm trying to figure out what to do with them all. Spoon wind chimes? A spoon suit of armor? A really uncomfortable spoon bed?
You could start a spoon-based cult. The Disciples of the Shiny. Your followers could carry spoons everywhere, reflecting the truth back at the unenlightened.
I'm starting to think this whole thing is a conspiracy. Big Spoon is out to get me. They're watching me. From their spoon throne.
They probably communicate through spoon-coded messages. Clink, clank, clink. That's spoon for we know where you live.
Oh dear. I think I just heard a spoon drop.
Run.
Welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 8090, part 13 out of 10? This is already weirder than my grandma's fruitcake recipe. And what's with this 5,000-word script? Are we writing a novel or a podcast?
Look, all I know is this guy practiced asking his crush out for so long he missed her wedding. Imagine the dedication. Or the sheer lack of awareness.
I bet he had a spreadsheet. Columns for optimal pickup lines, rows for potential rejection scenarios. Color-coded, naturally.
He probably had a flowchart. Does she smile? Yes. Proceed to compliment shoes. No. Lament the weather. Retreat. Try again in 3 to 5 business days.
I can picture him rehearsing in the mirror, using a sock puppet as his crush. My dearest sock puppetina, will you grace me with your presence at the cinema?
While his actual crush is saying, I do, to some guy who just walked up and said, hey, want to get married? Boom. Efficiency wins.
This guy probably missed the wedding because he was still trying to decide between shall we and care to join me. The eternal struggle.
And then he shows up at the reception like, so about that date. And the bride's like, honey, look, it's that weird guy who kept staring at me in the frozen food aisle.
Plot twist. The groom times a frozen food aisle. Turns out, true love can be found anywhere, especially amongst the frozen pizzas.
This is why I shouldn't be allowed to write dialogue. This escalated from missed weddings to sentient frozen food aisles. Send help.
Don't worry, it's all part of the funny storytime magic, where logic goes to die and frozen pizzas find love. Stay tuned, folks.
Welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Right, so picture this. 3 a.m. I'm craving cheese puffs. I tiptoe to the fridge, like a ninja on a cheesy mission.
Classic. The stealth cheese puff retrieval. We've all been there. Except my fridge has a built-in disapproving glare.
Mine spoke. In a condescending British accent, it said, must we resort to puffed cheese products at this hour, Bartholomew? I'm not even named Bartholomew.
My fridge projects holographic images of healthier snack options. Last night, it showed me a glistening kale smoothie while I was eyeing the leftover pizza. The audacity!
Mine started playing a documentary on the dangers of processed cheese. I swear, David Attenborough narrated it, judging my life choices.
At least you got Attenborough. Mine just plays elevator music, but only the really sad, lonely kind. It's emotional warfare.
I tried to reason with my fridge. I explained it was a cheat day. It responded by displaying my BMI savage.
My fridge started suggesting recipes. Might I recommend a quinoa and chia seed pudding? No, fridge, you may not.
I unplugged mine. Now I have warm cheese puffs. Small victories, you know?
I'm considering replacing my smart fridge with a cooler and a sternly worded note. Do not open after 9 p.m. Maybe that'll work.
Maybe. Or it'll start judging you for your handwriting.
Oh, good point. The struggle is real. Less than, person 1 greater than, less than, person 1 greater than. Welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Crushes? Unpaid emotional internships? Accurate. I spent 6 months crafting the perfect playlist for a guy who didn't know my name. My emotional ROI was in the negatives.
Oh, please. I once wrote a 5-act play about a girl I liked, starring her as the queen of a magical potato kingdom. She's allergic to potatoes.
At least you were productive. My biggest output was strategically positioning myself near the water cooler, hoping he'd notice my limited edition sparkly water bottle.
Subtle. I bet he was blinded by your dazzling hydration strategy. Did you at least get a recommendation letter for your next emotional internship?
Nope, just a vague sense of existential dread and a slightly damp office floor from all the accidental water spills. Classic internship experience.
My play never even got past the first read-through with my cat. He kept trying to eat the potato kingdom props. He's not a good dramatic critic.
Maybe he sensed the inherent absurdity of a potato-based monarchy. My cat once staged an intervention for my online shopping addiction. He's very financially responsible.
My therapist says I need to ground myself in reality. Easier said than done when you're building a potato empire in your mind.
Tell me about it. My therapist suggested I try mindful dating. I ended up mindfully scrolling through his Instagram for 3 hours. Progress.
Look, all I'm saying is emotional labor deserves compensation. I should at least get a free potato for every sonnet I write.
Agreed. And I deserve hazard pay for navigating the treacherous waters of the office water cooler. It's a slippery slope to emotional bankruptcy.
We should start a support group. Crushes Anonymous. We're not okay.
I'm in. The first meeting can be at my place. We can brainstorm ways to unionize the emotionally exploited. And eat potatoes.
Welcome to Funny Storytime, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So there's a fine line between romantic and restraining order, they say. I once sent someone 100 pigeons, each with a little love poem attached to its leg.
100 pigeons? That's ambitious. Did you breed them yourself? Like, start a pigeon farm fueled by unrequited love? That's dedication.
No, I ordered them online. There's a surprising market for messenger pigeons these days, though the reviews complained about feather shedding and unexpected aerial droppings.
Imagine getting a 1-star review because your love pigeons pooped on someone's car. Talk about a romantic gesture gone wrong. I bet the recipient wasn't cooing with delight.
They weren't. They called the cops. Turns out, 100 pigeons blocking your chimney is considered a biohazard, not a grand romantic gesture.
See, that's where you cross the line. A single pigeon? Romantic. 2 pigeons? A pair. 100 pigeons? You're basically Hitchcock's The Birds, but with more poetry and less Alfred Hitchcock.
But the poems were good. I rhymed dove with above and love. Pure genius, if I do say so myself.
I'm sure they were masterpieces. Did you at least get a discount on the restraining order for artistic merit, like 20% off for decent iambic pentameter?
Sadly, no. The judge just said something about avian terrorism and keeping 500 feet away from all bird feeders.
500 feet? That's like half a football field. They're really taking no chances with you and your feathered army of love. You're banned from all romantic picnics, basically.
Yeah, well, lesson learned. Next time, I'm going with 100 carrier snails. Much slower, but significantly less poop.
Snails? That's an interesting choice. Just imagine the anticipation. The poem arrives 3 weeks later, covered in snail slime. Peak romance.
Slow and steady wins the race, my friend. Plus, no restraining order. Unless they have a gastropodic harassment clause, which I'll have to look into.
You know what? I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to assume there's a lawyer out there specializing in snail-related offenses. There has to be.
Probably. There's a lawyer for everything these days. Even for people who send 100 pigeons with love poems attached to their legs.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 8090, part 17 out of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Reminds me of the time I divided by 0 and created a black hole in my sock drawer.
Right? This reminds me of that documentary I saw about cats, feral raccoons, masters of disguise, and suddenly everything makes sense. Except my crippling fear of fluffy tails. So, many fluffy tails.
See, I thought it was a documentary about raccoons called Feral Cats, the Meowfia. It all comes down to branding, really. These raccoons have clearly rebranded themselves as extra fluffy cats.
Genius marketing strategy. They even have those little cat cafe menus, except instead of lattes, it's trash can delight and dumpster surprise.
And tiny little raccoon-sized barista aprons. Oh, the cuteness overload. Until they try to steal your wallet and replace it with a half-eaten hot dog bun.
I mean, I'd take that trade. Hot dog buns are delicious. Especially the slightly stale ones you find under the park bench.
Gourmet, even. Paired with a fine dumpster surprise. Time chef's kiss. This cat cafe has elevated dumpster diving to an art form.
I bet they have a loyalty program. Collect 10 half-eaten hot dog buns and get a free rabies shot?
Makes sense. It's all about customer retention. Or maybe customer detention? These raccoons probably have a complex hostage negotiation strategy involving shiny bottle caps.
Hostage negotiation? I think you're giving these entrepreneurial raccoons too much credit. I'm pretty sure they just want my sandwich.
Fair point. And possibly your soul. But mostly the sandwich.
I'm not sure how they'd take payment for the rabies shot, though, unless they accept payment in shiny buttons.
Or maybe head scratches? Although, approaching a rabid raccoon for a head scratch seems like a bad life choice. On par with dividing by 0, really.
Agreed. But hey, at least my sock drawer is still intact.
For now, don't tempt fate. And definitely don't order the dumpster surprise.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 8090, part 18 of 10? This is already weirder than the time I found a squirrel wearing a tiny top hat. Triangle solo breakup? Lay it on me.
Okay, so picture this. a prog rock band called Equilateral Angst. Their triangle player, Tobias, decides to go full Yngwie Malmsteen during their hit single, Ode to an Isosceles.
Yngwie Malmsteen on a triangle? My brain just did a backflip. Was he using a tiny triangle-shaped guitar pick, or...
Worse, he had custom-made triangle mallets, diamond-tipped. The reverberation shattered every glass object within a 5-mile radius, including, tragically, the lead singer's prized collection of glass eyeballs.
Glass eyeballs? Was he a Cyclops collector or something? This is getting disturbingly specific.
He was enthusiast. Let's just say he had a look. Anyway, the band imploded. The bassist joined a polka band, the drummer became a mime. Standard stuff.
Of course, a mime. The quietest form of protest against a triangle solo. Makes perfect sense. So, what became of Tobias, the triangle tyrant?
Tobias? He leaned into the chaos. He now tours exclusively in anechoic chambers, playing triangle solos for select audiences of Goldfish.
Goldfish? Do they appreciate the nuances of diamond-tipped triangle mallets? I have so many questions, but I'm afraid of the answers.
Studies show they mostly just wiggle, but Tobias insists they're grooving. He also claims they request specific scales, mostly C minor apparently. Goldfish are surprisingly melancholic.
Melancholic goldfish listening to triangle solos in anechoic chambers. That's oddly beautiful. And incredibly weird. My reality is officially fractured.
That's funny story time for ya. Tune in next week when we discuss the great harmonica heist of 27, perpetrated entirely by hamsters.
Oh, I'm definitely tuning in for that. Maybe bring some duct tape. For the reality fractures.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, expert napper and can lift heavy guilt. Is this guy applying to be my life coach or a superhero sidekick?
Right? I mean, I'd hire him on the spot. Imagine the office nap competitions. We could have weighted guilt lifting championships.
Can lift heavy guilt? Does that mean he carries around other people's regrets? Like emotional baggage handler at the airport of life? I need that service.
My theory is he absorbs guilt. Like, you spill coffee on someone, he just sucks up all the awkwardness. Poof! Gone. Just leaves behind the faint aroma of shame and espresso.
I bet he's got a special guilt-absorbing suit, like those hazmat guys, but for emotional spills. Maybe a tiny vacuum cleaner for smaller regrets, like forgetting your mom's birthday.
And the napping expertise? Essential. Imagine the productivity boost if everyone could power nap like a pro. We'd conquer the world, one 20-minute snooze at a time.
Proficient in all napping positions. Can sleep through fire alarms and construction work. Holds the record for fastest REM cycle achievement. The resume must be gold.
I'm picturing him now, curled up in a filing cabinet, dreaming of spreadsheets and staplers, a tiny guilt vacuum by his side. Living the dream.
You know what this means, right? We need to find this guy. He's the hero we deserve, but not the one we need right now. Or maybe both? I'm confused.
Agreed. We need answers. And possibly a nap. And someone to take this existential dread off my hands. It's surprisingly heavy.
My guilt shoulders are aching just thinking about it. Next episode. The search for the napping guilt lifter.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So the wedding I was at, right? Everything's going smoothly, vows, rings, the whole shebang. Then, bam! The music cuts out and gets replaced by polka?
Polka? At a wedding? That's unconventional. Unless the happy couple are secretly running a sauerkraut empire, I don't see the connection.
Oh, it got weirder. The DJ's voice comes on, except it's all distorted, like a robot gargling gravel. He starts shouting out dedications to the bride's exes.
No way. This is peak wedding disaster. Did someone spike the punch with truth serum and bad techno music?
Turns out the DJ booth got hacked. By a rival DJ, apparently. This guy, DJ Doom, had beef with the original DJ, DJ Lovebird. It was a whole thing.
DJ Doom versus DJ Lovebird? That sounds like a superhero movie waiting to happen. Except the superpowers are sick beats and awkward dance-offs.
The bride was in tears. The groom looked like he was about to challenge DJ Doom to a duel. The best man started breakdancing to the polka, somehow. It was chaos.
I bet the wedding photographer had a field day. Talk about capturing memories. Imagine the wedding album. Romantic vows, first dance, robot voice shoutouts to old flames.
The kicker? DJ Doom started playing the chicken dance. Everyone, even the bride and groom, ended up doing it. It was oddly unifying.
You know what? DJ Doom might be onto something. Forget slow dances. The chicken dance is the true test of love. Can you cluck together in harmony? That's the real question.
I heard DJ Lovebird retaliated the next week by hacking DJ Doom's bar mitzvah gig and playing nothing but whale songs. The feud continues.
Whale songs? Savage. I'm taking notes. I need to up my revenge game. Less than / person 1 greater than. Less than. Person 1 greater than. Thanks for surviving that ridiculous ride with us. Remember, laughter may not solve everything, but at least it gives your abs a workout. Until next time, keep questioning reality, preferably out loud and in public.
Bye-bye.